Just going for a little ride down. I've been working all day indoors for my day job, so just shooting down the shop now to get some food. But on the long haul trucker, which is that's my touring bike. I get a lot of questions on the blog, on YouTube and Facebook through messaging, so I thought I'd try and answer some of those for you, and hopefully it helps out your training. Hey guys, thought I'd do a quick question and answer session and answer some questions I get through on YouTube and Facebook. So Will Lai asks, just wanted to ask whether you do any strength sessions, and being an ex-CrossFitter, do you reckon Ollie lifts are necessary in cycling? So Ollie lifts are Olympic lifting, they're cleans, jerks, snatches, anything overhead. CrossFit is Olympic lifting combined with high intensity cardiovascular, so running, rowing, anything that gets your heart rate pumping. CrossFit in general, I think, is an awesome sport. I did it for 5 years and I loved it. It's the perfect sport for people who have limited time after work and they want to just get an hour of power in and then go home and get something to eat. You might have a busy life. So in answer to your question, I think strength training has a place in cycling, but only really for track sprinting cyclists. So those big guys where you see the photos with the big legs, you know, they're short, sharp, Sir Chris Hoy, Robert Furstenmiller, whatever his name is. You know, if you're doing really fast track sprinting and you need that explosive power over 30 seconds, then definitely Olympic lifting, strength training is perfect. For any other form of cycling, you don't want to do strength training. And a lot of people will disagree with me. So I'm in the unique situation where I did CrossFit for 5 years, so I'm quite experienced at CrossFit. I did it at a very reputable gym where there was a lot of very good athletes there. And I'm also in the fortunate situation where I've raced bikes for many years. So I've done both and I've got a lot of experience in both. And I can honestly say that CrossFit hinders your cycling. I've had personal experience from having that excess muscle around your shoulders and around your back and just being bigger in general. It does not help you get up and down hills. It helps you get down hills but not up hills. So I would highly recommend that particularly cyclists who are at the higher end of the scale, who are pushing A grade, looking to get up through the grades and even push into the National Road Series events, I would say just stay away from the gym. You know, any excess muscle is going to hinder your performance up the hills and in long races. In criterium racing, not so much. You know, you can have a little bit of extra muscle and it's only an hour long, generally flat races, so you should be pretty right. But Will, I would say if you are just one of the beginner cyclists, you're in the lower grades, you just want to race criteriums, then I would say strength training and CrossFit are, you know, they're fun things to do. So I would say do them. They're not going to greatly hinder you, but as I say, they're going to hinder you if you want to get to that upper echelon, that upper level of performance. Then strength training only puts on muscle and you don't want to be carrying around extra muscle in bike races. So the next question is from Bose. He says, I just wanted to ask you briefly if you have any tips on how to train to race. So the message goes on, but I think Bose wants to get into criterium racing. In October in Australia, we have the criterium season starting, and that goes through right over Christmas until April. So for crits, I would say you've got to think about the racing. It's fast, furious, intense, you know, sprinting and slowing down and then sprinting again. So you've got to replicate that in your training, Bose. You've got to go out and do some hard sprints at least once or twice a week, maybe some fast group rides, maybe some motor pacing. And every now and then I'd throw in a long ride just so you get that endurance up. But you don't really need long rides for crits because they're only an hour long. And I would say go out and do some hills. You need strength. So if you are racing in a criterium and you want to attack and you want to stay away from the bunch, you need strength to do that. So I would say go out and do some hills, some repeats, you know, 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 5 minutes on at 300 watts or whatever, you know, 4 or 5 watts per kilo, close to your FTP, whatever that may be, and do that once a week. And then the rest of your training should be maybe one endurance ride a week, and then the rest of that training should be fast group rides or fast high intensity riding. And take it easy. Mondays and Fridays, have a rest day, just chill out. You need to recover from those intense efforts. So I hope that helps. Robert asks, do you have Strava? I do. I'll put the link right there. And if you want my Instagram, I'll put that there. Sarah says, how do I get into bike racing? I'm a beginner and I want to try criteriums out. So I don't know which level you're at, Sarah, but if you want to go buy a bike, I would buy something, maybe an aluminium frame. I wouldn't go for a carbon frame straight up. I'd get an aluminium frame, maybe with just a Shimano 105 or that equivalent across whatever brand. Something simple. Try it out, see if you like it. I would say go do, training-wise, I would say get out with some groups with some girls and make it a social event, because if you go training on your own all the time, your head's going to fall off and you're going to lose interest in the sport. So I think get out with some groups. Don't be scared. Go to the lower grades. Get in touch with some clubs or your local cycling body and ask them what you need to do, and just get around other people, okay? Because that's the most important thing. The social aspect of cycling is probably more important than anything else. And then go down, try it out, see if you like it, do a few races. You don't need to spend more than $1,000 on a bike for most beginners, $1,500 tops. So, and get on Strava, see what other people are doing on Strava, connect with other people on, internet sites, and just ask questions and keep asking questions, keep being naive. And I think you'll love it. I think most people that get into racing really enjoy the buzz of it. So give it a crack. So that's it this week for Q&A. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll try to answer them next week, and we'll try to make this a regular segment. So until next time, I'll chat to you then. I'll just go down and meet Hannah as she gets off the train and walk home with her.